An FBI informant spent 4 years recording the leadership of world football. He went to FIFA meetings wired. He sat in rooms with the most powerful men in the sport, smiled, and came home with audio. He lived in a $18,000 a month apartment at Trump Tower in New York. He had a second apartment there at $6,000 a month. For his cats. The organization he was recording had its own ethics committee. It had investigators. It had a mandate to root out corruption. It had been open for business for years. It had found nothing. FIFA, the Fédération Internationale de Football Association, founded 1904. 201 member associations, more than the United Nations, the governing body of the world's most popular sport. What FIFA does, it runs football. It stages the World Cup. It licenses the broadcasting rights to the most watched event in human history. It controls which marketing companies get to sell the Copa America, the Gold Cup, the continental qualifiers that feed into every 4-year cycle. How FIFA makes money. Broadcasting rights are 45% of total income. For the 2011 to 2014 cycle, FIFA generated $5.72 billion in total revenue. The 2014 Brazil World Cup alone earned $2.5 billion in TV rights. The organizations controlling those decisions had no independent oversight. At the top was Sepp Blatter, Swiss, precise, perpetually re-elected. Blatter joined FIFA in 1975 and became president in 1998. By 2015, he had held some combination of FIFA's 2 highest offices for 4 decades. He had survived 5 elections, 6 internal investigations, and an entire genre of investigative journalism. He called his critics jealous. Below him, Jack Warner, the Caribbean kingmaker who ran CONCACAF, football's Americas and Caribbean Confederation, with the certainty of a man who had never been contradicted. And Chuck Blazer, American, large, brilliant at networking and better at billing. Blazer ran CONCACAF's administration for over 20 years. He received no salary, only expenses. Nobody asked what that meant. The last good day was May 26, 2015. Sepp Blatter was flying to Zurich for the FIFA Congress. His 5th consecutive re-election was a formality. His opponents were already conceding in private. The mechanism was elegant. FIFA and its regional confederations awarded media and marketing rights for their tournaments, not directly to broadcasters, to intermediary companies, sports marketing firms that would acquire the rights, then resell them to television networks at a markup. Those firms paid commissions. Those commissions had a second destination. U.S. prosecutors later alleged that over at least 2 decades, FIFA officials received well over $150 million in bribes and kickbacks in exchange for steering rights deals to preferred marketing partners. By December 2015, when a second wave of indictments landed, that figure had grown to well over $200 million. The geography of the scheme was, in hindsight, its only vulnerability. The marketing companies moved money through American bank accounts. Under U.S. federal law, wire transfers processed through U.S. financial institutions established jurisdiction anywhere in the world. The Eastern District of New York, based in Brooklyn, could build a case against officials in Zurich, Trinidad, and Buenos Aires because the money passed through New York. The IRS noticed the money first. Chuck Blazer hadn't filed U.S. tax returns for over a decade. When IRS criminal investigation and the FBI confronted him in 2011, he made a decision. He agreed to cooperate. In November 2013, he secretly pleaded guilty to 10 counts: racketeering, wire fraud, money laundering, tax evasion, failure to report foreign financial accounts. The plea was sealed. For the next 4 years, Chuck Blazer continued attending FIFA events. He went to the 2012 London Olympics and recorded conversations in his hotel suite with Russian World Cup officials. He provided the FBI with names, context, the internal logic of a system that had operated without scrutiny for 2 decades. He provided the roadmap for a 47-count federal indictment. Meanwhile, at the FIFA Congress in Zurich, Sepp Blatter was preparing for his 5th consecutive presidential election. He had a challenger. He did not consider it a serious contest. In Switzerland and New York, Swiss and American authorities were coordinating the timing of the arrests. Nobody at FIFA's ethics committee had flagged anything. U.S. prosecutors alleged the scheme ran back to at least 1991. 24 years. The ethics committee had been open for 17 of them. May 27, 2015. 6 a.m. Zurich. Swiss federal criminal police officers entered the Hotel Boro Lac, 5-star, lake views, 600 a night rooms, and arrested 7 FIFA officials in their suites. 3 more were arrested in the United States. Others surrendered separately. In Brooklyn, New York, Attorney General Loretta Lynch announced the charges. IRS Criminal Investigation Chief Richard Weber told the assembled press, "This is the World Cup of fraud, and today we are issuing a red card." 164 pages. 47 counts. Racketeering, wire fraud, money laundering. 14 defendants. $150 million in alleged bribes. 24 years. More than 50 individuals and corporations would ultimately be charged. The FIFA Congress proceeded 2 days later, on May 29th. Sepp Blatter won re-election to a 5th term. His opponents conceded. His camp celebrated. Standing at the podium, Blatter promised to restore FIFA's image and said he had nothing to fear from any investigation. On June 2, 2015, 4 days later, Blatter announced his resignation. His statement described a man too principled to continue in a role the world had lost faith in. He did not use the word arrest. He did not use the word fraud. He said he did not feel he had a mandate from the entire world of football. The board was delighted. FIFA's Ethics Committee banned Blatter and UEFA President Michel Platini in December 2015, 8 years each. Both were also charged by Swiss prosecutors. Both were acquitted by a Swiss criminal court in 2022. The acquittals were upheld on appeal in March 2025. Jack Warner returned to Trinidad. He appeared on local television holding what he described as evidence of American political interference, a printout of a satirical article from The Onion. He did not appear to know it was satire. The video was pulled from his website and re-uploaded with the Onion reference edited out. A U.S. district court entered a civil default judgment against him for $79 million. He did not contest it. As of 2012, 26, he remains in Trinidad. The extradition request has been blocked by Trinidadian courts. FIFA's Ethics Committee had been operating for years before May 2015. It had investigators, it had a mandate, it had jurisdiction. What it lacked was any structural interest in finding anything. The FBI broke this case not because they were watching football. They were watching tax filings. And the man who handed them the keys had a second apartment at Trump Tower for his cats. The sport policed itself for 24 years. It found nothing. FIFA, hidden capital.